Hello fairy finders and fairy seekers, welcome to FaerieQuest. This video is going to be a new series called Search for Fairies with Me. And this is kind of one that I'm going to throw in every now and then because I need a little bit of a change as to what's going on the channel, and you probably need a little bit of a change so that you're not constantly watching videos of fairies in different locations. We need a little bit of mix up here. So there are a lot of photographs from like 2019 and 2020 that I have not gone through yet. So I thought maybe it would be fun to go through some of these photographs with you and see if we can find any fairies in them. Now keep in mind that there are always photographs that there are no fairies in, so if that's what happens in a video, that's what happens. We're just going to let it go and move on with the next one. So this photograph is from the Mystic Trail. It's photograph number 9200 and it's from May 11th, 2020. Now I'm going to put it up to 200%. As you can see, it's at 100. I'm going to put it up to 200% because that is the easiest way to see the fairies. I never go any higher than that because then the entire photo is way too skewed. And we're going to go from left to right and see what we can find in here. Now this part of the trail, Mystic Trail, obviously had a lot of lipstick plants. That's what I call those. You can actually pull them apart at the segments if you so choose. I remember doing that as a kid. So what we're looking for here are oddities, hats, interesting shapes, eyeballs, anything that might designate a possible fairy being. Keeping in mind that also sticks and leaves and flowers can also be something that the fairies morph themselves into. So going across, we just keep looking and keep looking. I'm not finding anything specific in this one, at least this portion of the photo. And this is the first look with this particular photo. So chances are, because I'm not used to doing it with you, I will go through the photograph again, and after the fact, if I find anything, I will put it towards the end of the video so that you can see what I missed while we were actually doing the photo together. So let's go across. I do believe I see one, but we're going to hold off for a few minutes and go the whole way across. Normally at the Mystic Trail, they are very active, and I often find a lot of fairies in my photographs. But there are exception days too. Okay, so I see this little one right here. Kind of reminds me of a dragon. And I do believe we may have one here as well. Just looking around here. Now that we move it, I'm not too sure on that one, but pretty sure we do have one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop that down, or take that down to 100%, and crop this guy so we can take a look. And we're going to make that 100, 210. And for your sake, I'll go up another size. Normally I wouldn't do that, Okay, so my guess here is that this one is possibly part dragon. Or maybe is a dragon. We often come across dragons, but I say that because we have the nostrils here. Here's an eye, nostril, nostril. Doesn't have a super long nose. Does appear to be wearing, I don't know if you would call that a hat or not. And then these could be part of the wings. And then we have some form of body here, though it's very hard to tell. So I'm just going to take it down a size, and I will mark this one as one possible, like so. Alright, so that way we know where to find it. And let's take a look at this one a little closer. So we're going to go 265 so you can see it with me. I'm going to say probably no on this one. Okay, and then, so now that I've moved, I need to make this go to 200% again, pull this down to the bottom, push this all the way over, and find my spot that I used to go to the middle tier here. Alright, so the other one that I saw is right here. Now I'm going to shrink it again, and coming over here and grab this little guy. Alright, so I'm making him bigger. We're going to go 290 so you have the opportunity to. Now this is what I call a really good blender. Okay, we have a dark hat here. Looks like it kind of has a buckle on it, so that's a very unique hat. Then we have the face, which is all of this, okay? We have an eye here, an eye here. Here's a nose, kind of almost like, looks like the nose protrudes out a bit. I don't see any like nose holes specifically. Here is a mouth, and then we have an arm here, and there's a hand right here. So this little guy is apparently laying on his belly underneath of all this stuff, and he is blending very, very well for such a young looking little fairy. So let's go back and take a look at him in his natural habitat over here, and he is right here, and I'll make that big again, or bigger, to 200%. Right there. He is in his natural habitat. And I am just very impressed at his ability to blend in the way that he has blended. Alright, so we're going to mark him. Lost him for a minute. So different when you change views from 100% to 200%. Alright, so now we're going to go to the third tier, but we're going to make it large again. And we have to start down here at the bottom, move over, alright, so I'm going to use my spot, and then I'm going to use this for my next up movement. Alright, let's go across this way, see if we find any others. And I know this seems like, you know, going across rather quickly. And yes, sometimes you actually have to go through the photo a few more times, because it is very possible to go through it and then go back to it like a day later and think, how in heaven's name did I miss that one? That's crazy. You know, because they stand out. Absolutely. All right, so I'm not really noticing. However, I'm seeing this. I need to pull this down a little bit, but I want to see where... Okay, there's a spot there, so I don't have to go clear down to the bottom. Well, that one wouldn't really give me what I'm looking for, so that you would be able to see also. Where is it? Right there. Okay, so I'm just going to move up because we're almost at the top. So let us go across and see if we see anybody hanging out at the top here. I don't often find ones at the top, but every once in a while. And they're usually pretty clear if they're there. That I have noticed about looking through these photos. All right, so I will go through this photo again, not on video, and see if I have missed anything. And of course, if you've seen anything, leave me a message in the comments and try and describe to me where you may have seen it, and I will definitely take a closer look. But for now, I appreciate you spending the time going through the photographs with me in this new series of Search for Fairies with me. So until the next one, take care.